Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Productions channel here at YouTube, and welcome to another Friday review. Today I am finally here to review the self-titled debut from fantasy-based Blackened Speedsters, Blind Oath, released back on March 17th via the Horton Records label. So, without further ado, let's begin. Now, before I get into giving my thoughts on Blind Oath's debut album, you know what I have to do. I have to do a track list rundown so I could tell you folks what are the songs that are on this album, how many tracks that are on this album, and what is the time length for this album. Since this album consists a total of 11 tracks, it clocks in at the length of 30 minutes and 37 seconds. So, these 11 tracks are, well, of course, beginning with, or just starting off, with the 46-second instrumental titled Invocation, then into Emerald Assault, Spectral Attack, The Ride of Eleanor, The Visitor, the band's self-titled track, then of course the 1 minute and 28 second instrumental titled Descent, then into Tombs of the Blind Oath, Fascinatrix, The Flame, and then finally ending with Black School. So there you go, folks. There's your 11 tracks. I'm never gonna get tired of that, am I? Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that one. I didn't know about these guys till I attended Frozen in Time Fest this year, which you've probably already seen the clips of. And I was so impressed by their performance. I mean, come on. The singer Eric Miller was blindfolded. Talk about being committed to the name. That I ended up picking up their album. These guys are uniquely awesome in that there is a clear black and speed metal with some thrashy overtones, delivery, but instead of the cliched lyrical themes that are mostly associated with the subgenre that is black and speed metal, or at times maybe even black and thrash metal, these guys take it to a different direction by incorporating fantasy-themed elements, as the band cites influences from such as Sirathungal and Middle of Road. So if you can imagine the intensity of bands such as Venom, Midnight, and Bulldozer, but with the themes of Sirathungal and Middle of Road, then you get the idea of what Blind Oath are all about. This album is pretty much a bit over 30 minutes long, on par with the length of Agent Steel's 1985 debut album, Skeptic's Apocalypse, but packs in a hard punch to the gut. From the 1-2 assault, no pun intended, of Invocation and Emerald Assault, to even Spectral Attack and The Visitor, you are taken on a wall-to-wall banging ethereal experience. But then you get songs like The Ride of Eleanor, The Flame, which features a guest vocal appearance from Sirathungal's Tim Baker, and Black School. These are just the tip of the many songs that summon up their blend of rigid speed metal and epic metal themes. But the songs that best combines these elements are with, well, Blind Oath and, wait for it, Tombs of the Blind Oath. So not only do you get a band title song, but 2 band title songs. Just the second one is even more clever. Did I already not mention how much these guys are legit dedicated to their name? But in between these 2 songs is Descent, a short 1 minute and 28 second clean guitar piece that screams epicness, which brings these 2 badass songs together. With Blind Oath, it's a hooky, sing-along anthem that embodies of who they are, like any band titled heavy metal song should, you know. And then with Tombs of the Blind Oath, it's a lot more sided to the epic side of the spectrum, starting off a kind of slow but doomy song before building up to a crushing banger with a heavy riff. Just pure bliss. But then there is Fascinatrix, a much shorter track, but goes straight for the throat with its approach. And just peppering in a small dose of blast beats to further put them in the blackened speed metal category. Now, while I may be labeling Blind Oath as a blackened speed metal band, Eric Miller's vocals are not straight up black metal vocals, but more in the Kronos/Lemmy direction, in a way like a more higher raised Paul Mahoney's vocals on Onslaught's debut album, Power from Hell. This album also shares a small connection to Night Demon, with Armid John Anthony engineering and mixing the album. Hell, this was recorded in Night Demon's home turf of Ventura, California. Blind Oath are just an awesome metal band that are very well committed to what they want to write and create, something that makes these guys interestingly cool and badass. I really like what they offer here, and what they offer is something that I very much recommend to you all. So, there you go, folks. There's my overall thoughts on the self-titled debut from Blind Oath. And now, what is my rating? You know what? I was so goddamn impressed by this debut album that I had to go the full mile and give this a 10. I mean, sure, this may not be the most groundbreaking things, to come out this year, but there's just something about this one that just does it for me. That it just feels more genuine, it feels honest, and I just really like the enthusiasm that these guys brings out in this, in their material, their songs, their performances. All of it is so great. I just love the themes, everything that they got going for themselves. I think is really good, and I think it would be a shame if any other bigger label, let's say like a Hell's Headbangers or a Shadow Kingdom or even a High Roller, or any of these kind of labels, it'd be a shame for them not to want to pick up these guys. They're just so good, and the reason I say all of that is because of after the fact that after I point you guys to, of course, the description box where you will find the band's Bandcamp page where you can actually purchase this album. I feel after I mention all of that, this is going to get snapped up real quickly, and who knows if any represses would be pressed by the band themselves. That's why I think we really should push for at least these 3 of these labels to at least pick these guys up, so maybe in the future a repress of this album would at least finally, would become a reality. Because I think this album and this band stuff should all stay in print. So please support the hell out of Blind Oath. Please do. These guys are really good. So hopefully you do. So there you go. Again, if you probably have already checked this album out, if you have any thoughts, you can, if they are positive or negative, you can leave them in the comment section below. But again, none of you probably are not that familiar with Blind Oath. That's why I am making this review a... Oh yeah, I gotta make sure that at least I light a fire up of any of your asses. Please, I gotta be able to do that. These guys are so goddamn good. So please support Blind Oath, And just please do. I know I'm kind of running out of material now to say, because I know it's running out pretty long here, but please, 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 this album gets the NMP seal of recommendations. Please go out and support Blind Oath. There it is. I hope all of you enjoyed. This is Heavy Thrasher saying I'm out, and I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.